Don't judge a book by its cover. The phrase is self explanatory and has a deep meaning behind it. It means that we should never underestimate anyone based on their looks. In fact, the deeds and characters of the person matter the most. There are many reasons why we must never judge a book by its cover. So, this first one is that you know nothing about someone just by their external appearance. It should never be the judge of someone's character. For example, you can only see their skin color, physical appeal, and maybe the kind of clothes they wear. But what about beyond that? You definitely wouldn't be in a position to know what kind of a person they could be. What if a good looking person turns out to be horrible in nature? What if they lack in any real talent or skill? Thus, you see how outward appearances can be misleading. They are basically valueless things. So, never judge someone on their face value. On the other hand, something which may not possess beautiful features may have much more value than something beautiful. In other words, the appearance of someone is not equivalent to their worth. Thus, we must judge the person on the basis of their personality and capabilities and not merely external appearance. To help you understand the phrase better, let us take a look at a story. A few years ago, a guy named Nelson worked as a security guard for a wealthy family. There was something odd going at this place. Nelson used to open the gates whenever a car arrived. Whenever he used to open the gates for his boss, he used to greet him. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome, sir. Nelson used to try all kinds of greetings when his boss arrived. But his boss never responded or greeted him back. He never ever noticed Nelson. He must be very arrogant, Nelson thought. Nelson and the rest of the servants made fun of his boss behind his back. They felt that the rich man was very rude and arrogant since he never spoke with servants like Nelson. But the mansion was very lively throughout. The boss had parties every week. Many rich people came to the parties, and Nelson loved it when his boss threw a party because the party benefited him. Because when the party was over, there would be plenty of leftover food for Nelson and the rest of the servants. They took the leftover food home for their families as their salary wasn't enough to support their family. Nelson desperately wanted a pay hike, but was too scared to ask for it. One day, the boss caught him picking up the leftovers after the party. As usual, the boss didn't say a single word and avoided him. He thought the boss would fire him, but he didn't. The next day, while he was cleaning the car, he found a bag full of fresh food under the car. How the rich people just throw away the food, he thought, and picked up the bag full of fresh food and came home. This went on for days every week. Every week, he found a new bag, and it really helped him. It was enough to feed his family. It really helped him financially too. He didn't even need a pay rise anymore. Years went on like this, but something shocking happened. Unexpectedly, his boss passed away. The party stopped, and also the strange bag full of fresh food disappeared. Every day, he checked if there was a bag anywhere, but there was none. He was very disappointed and became difficult for him to provide for his family once again. So one day, he gathered all his courage and went up to his boss's wife and told her how he was struggling financially and how he desperately wanted a pay hike. The boss wife was shocked when she heard about his salary. She said, "We didn't even know your salary was that low. Let me call the accountant." As it turned out, even they didn't know how much they were paying him. Their accountant handled everything. The lady called the accountant and told him to increase Nelson's salary. She asked him out of curiosity, "How come you never complained about your salary earlier? How did you feed your family till now?" Nelson told her about the bag of food that he got every week and how it helped him. The lady seemed relieved after listening to her story. "Oh, now I know why my husband would randomly go into the supermarket and pick up multiple bags of food items every day," she said. In that way, it was his boss who was providing food for him anonymously. Everyone thought the boss was very rude and arrogant since he never cared about anyone. But it was his boss who was helping Nelson. All along, suddenly, the lady started crying out loud. She said, "You are the fifth person my husband was providing with the food bags. I am really sorry. I should have continued his charity work after his death." From that day, he started receiving his food bags again. The ones who seemed to be the most arrogant ones turned out to be the kindest ones. So please don't come to a conclusion thinking negative about the person. Thank you.